The next tab is going to be our compensation tab. This is a very important tab. When you enter your compensation, you must enter a $sign or the percentage sign. I have people call me all the time and they tell me they're entering the listing and it will not accept the compensation. And I go in and I look and they don't have that percentage sign or that $sign. And you can see right there, it's telling you that you have to enter that amount with the $sign or the percentage sign. These are the different types of relationships that the buyer would have with the agent that they're working with. Transaction broker is the default, if you will, type of a relationship that a buyer would have with their agent, but that might not always be the case. If you're offering a bonus, again, you have to use the $sign and the percentage sign. You would enter the amount and describe what type of bonus. Variable rate commission. This is a required field and it's asking you yes or no. We're going to say no, but I want you to be sure that you're clear on what a variable rate commission is. If you, as the listing agent, also bring the buyer to the sale, you are willing to accept a reduced rate of commission. The reason that must be disclosed is because it would put a cooperating broker at a bit of a disadvantage in a multiple offer situation. If there are multiple offers and maybe they're pretty close, it might be to the seller's advantage to take a lower offer because they're paying a reduced rate of commission. They would still net a higher amount of proceeds from the sale. So you can see how that would put a cooperating broker at a disadvantage. And then joint agency, that just simply means that more than one broker has the listing. Sometimes you will find that. It's pretty rare. If the property is in foreclosure, you would indicate that here. If it's a short sale, you would indicate that here. If there is going to be a reduced commission because of the fact that it's a short sale, you would enter that information here. If it's an auction, you would enter it here. Now, don't pay any attention to what I'm entering here because it's going to explain to you what these mean so that you might want to select something different. So do you want the listing to appear on the internet? Yes or no? Do you want the address of the listing to be shown on the internet? Yes or no? Do you want virtual office websites to be able to blog about your listing? Virtual office websites are going to be internet-only brokerages. So they're not brick and mortar, and it's simply, do you want to allow them to blog? And then do you want to allow them, the virtual office websites, to show an AVM, which stands for Automated Valuation Model? Do you want to allow them to place a valuation on your listing? Now, don't get this confused with Zillow and Realtor.com or Black Knight or a lot of these other third-party sites out there. Those are not virtual office websites. They're simply real estate search sites. Broker reciprocity means that if your listing is going to be on the internet, are you going to opt into IDX? IDX stands for Internet Data Exchange, which is broker reciprocity. It simply means that other brokers can advertise your listing on their website. If you advertise another agent or another broker's listing, then you do have to identify the listing firm and an email or phone number provided by the listing participant in a reasonably prominent location in a readily visible color and typeface that's not smaller than the typeface used in the rest of the listing data. Do you want the listing to be on homes.com, ListHub, You just kind of have to check with your brokers. List Hub is the syndication hub. This is where the listings go and then get syndicated out to all of these hundreds of third-party search sites that you see out there on the internet. So List Hub is the source for that syndication. So do you want the listing to be syndicated through List Hub? Do you want the listing to be on the Naples consumer site? And do you want it to be on Realtor.com?